name is Maddie Byrd, and I am the podcast rowing host for Sunset Rewind. And today I have with me 9 wonderful girls from a local rowing club, Newport Aquatic Center. And they all sit in the top boat over there. They are in the first varsity 8. And I do want to get into the long list of success you guys have already had this year. But just a brief overview, and then we're going to get into some questions, and you guys are going to get to kind of tell the story of this boat yourself. But it's my understanding you guys swept at a season opener in Sarasota, Florida, the American Youth Cup, and then you guys went on to San Diego at San Diego Crew Classic and won the first varsity 8 event. And then you recently just made program history and won the first varsity 8 event at your youth regional championship in Sacramento. Sacramento. So a few accolades there. But I know it is not a very popular or widely known sport. I mean, I know it's getting there, and not a sanctioned sport at the local high schools here. But I do want to we're going to hear from a few people to start, just about how you guys even found this sport and what interested you about it. So I'm going to start with Kiana to my left here. So one of the 8 seniors in this boat, Kiana Banta. But I'm going to ask Kiana and Maeve how, it's a 2-part question of how you heard about rowing. And then I picked you guys because I've learned that you guys did other sports before rowing. Yes. So how did you find it? And then what did you start to learn in rowing that you're like, I have not experienced this in any other sport before?
So, hi, I'm Kiana. I found out about rowing through my family. I had 2 siblings. Well, my brother rowed 2 years before I started, and then I was in 7th grade, and my sister was a freshman, and we both were playing volleyball, kind of decided, I think it's just time for a change. For me, everyone else around me was getting taller, and I had to stop growing, and so volleyball kind of wasn't the the sport for me anymore. So my mom signed me up for middle school program at the Newport Aquatic Center, and
so you're 7th grade
yes.
going into this? Okay.
And I was still doing school volleyball at the time through middle school and middle school rowing. And then my freshman year is when I really started loving rowing, wanting to only do rowing, and stopping volleyball altogether.
Yeah.
And then my freshman year, I feel like throughout middle school I kind of was okay, this is kind of cool. It wasn't super competitive though, which I was a very competitive person and just wanted more, but then I definitely got that freshman year. My experience, I truly fell in love with it, and just being able to push myself, and it's really the type of sport where you get out what you put in, and I think that was really cool for me to see because I didn't necessarily see that as much in volleyball. So I think having that in a sport like rowing was super cool, and just being able to push myself as much as I wanted to and try and be the best version of myself every day when I came to practice.
Yeah, oh, I love that. That's good. All right, Maeve, another senior in the boat. Maeve, yes. You had a lead up to rowing in another sport. Tell us about that, how you found out about rowing, and what did you notice that was different about rowing?
Well, I did ballet for 10 years before I came to rowing. Very, very different, not a team sport at all, which I didn't know I loved about myself, having my favorite people around me and competing for people with me. I heard about the sport in freshman year of high school from Kiana, and I heard about it from Eva, who is the varsity men's coxswain, and Zulema Zunzanegi. They were telling me about it. They're oh, you're tall, just give it a try.
And how old are you?
I am 18, and
when I
heard about it freshman year, 15,
okay.
14, 15. And then I did a summer camp between my freshman and sophomore year, and I was no, wait a little bit. And then I ended up joining my junior year. I had kind of gotten burnt out from ballet just from doing it so long, and I just needed a new group of people to surround myself with. And I mean, I still have so much respect for the sport. I've learned and taken so much with me to rowing that has helped me so much while I'm here. I genuinely don't think I would be here without it. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That's so cool. Well, I'm so glad that you found it. And even if you didn't like it at the start, I know you're liking it now.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to move on to two other seniors in this boat, Sid and Allegra. They are standing right next to each other. And it's my understanding you guys caught on to this sport at a pretty young age and were pretty bought in really early on in your rowing career. So, Sid, I'm going to start with you. Get that mic in front of you. And so, yeah, tell us what made you fall in love with the sport at such an early age?
Wow. Yeah, so I'd say made me fall in love with the sport. I mean, I'll never forget, I started rowing in like a single because of COVID, so I was just me alone. And I remember thinking, I'm not trying to do anything great here. I'm honestly just wanted to get a six-pack, and I'm still waiting on it. But my teammates were so competitive, and I'd never really been competitive because I'd never been like good at anything. But suddenly, like, I'm around competitive people. I'm around people who want to work, and it really registered with me. And people who I was looking up to, they were just so hungry, and I saw that, and I wanted to do that. And I saw, like, you put in the work and you get the results, you know?
Yeah. And how old were you when you started to notice that?
Like 13, 14.
Wow.
It really clicked pretty quickly. It's just because you didn't have any other option. You know, I was in a single. You don't put in the work, you're going to be the slowest person in practice. So, yeah, that's just kind of how it started for me, I think. I love it.
Yeah.
It's great.
No, I love that. That's awesome. Okay, Allegra, for you. And you two started at the same club in Long Beach. So were you guys, Allegra, were you and Sydney starting the same year at the same time?
No, I started a year sooner on the novice women's team in 7th grade.
Okay.
And that was the year that COVID started. So we trained and we did an Oakland race, and then COVID started not long after, so we never got to experience regionals or anything like that.
Okay.
And I think that's probably when I realized I loved rowing so much, because when I found out that like we weren't coming to practice that next week, I was devastated. I was so upset. I was like, what am I going to do with myself? You put so much into it, and it adds so much purpose to everything. And so when COVID happened and we stopped rowing that summer, it was really hard. And then Weston would send out these crazy training plans with like 3 workouts a day, and it was like, hey, if anybody wants to do them, you can do them.
Weston's your head coach.
Yeah.
Just to keep the audience informed. Head coach Weston. Okay.
And so that summer, like, I was just doing a ton of the workouts he'd send. It was like all ergs and all running and stuff, and it was super hard, but I just loved doing it so much. And we competed in virtual nationals. Like, we did an erg 2K, and wow. I got silver in like the freshman quad. Like, it was a really random event, but wow. I just remember that summer, like, I realized how much I really cared about it, because I fought so hard to I wanted to stay a part of the sport so badly, even when it wasn't there. And then that fall, when we had to practice with the novice men, like, that was devastating when we found that out, that we weren't going to be with the women practicing with them. It was like, because practicing with like all of you is what makes it so fun and so great. And so that was another test for me to see, like, how much do I love the sport of rowing? Like, do I still want to row when it's not with all these great people? And the answer was yes. Like, I still wanted to get faster and get better and row for them, because I knew we'd be in team boats soon. And yeah. That was your hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Thanks for sharing that. So I know, and I wish we had time to like share each individual story of like how you guys got to this point in your career, how you got to this boat, and how this boat has gotten to this point of success. And I mean, we will get to cover the boat story as a whole, but I know just briefly, I'll say that you guys each have come from a pretty unique journey. Some not even starting your rowing career at Newport Aquatic Center. You guys have come from different backgrounds in the sport, different clubs in the sport. But long story short, for each of you, long, wonderful story short, you guys have all landed here for your senior and junior year, Lily. I know it's my understanding the kind of the path and the journey you guys, and I'll address really the whole women's team at Newport Aquatic Center. You guys have been on kind of a build-up to this level of success, and now looking at the last 2 years, a kind of a repeat of this success. So I'm going to turn it to Katie and Lily here on the end. I know you guys are a pair in the boat. So my question for you, and you guys both came to NAC 2 years ago, and you guys have kind of gotten to see the turnaround that the program has had of being, probably middle of the pack and now fighting for the very top spot in the country. So what would you guys say in your words? Katie, I'll have you go first. What has the build up to that success felt like? And I'd say you can, speak to from the time you got to NAC to where you guys are now.
I think the build-up has felt really good of seeing where, even individually and where the team has come from. I know that coming here my sophomore year, we weren't at the top of the pack, but we were moving our way up. And I think it was really exciting to just see the process of getting everyone bought into the team of what we were doing and why we were doing it. I think just this whole year has been so great of seeing how fast specifically this boat could be and the rest of the boats could be at NAC. And I just think it's been a really cool thing, and I think it makes me excited for the next couple of years that NAC has and see what they can do.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's been a journey of not only individually, even getting yourself to a point of the success, but getting the team as a whole to buy in? Yeah. Do you feel like the build up to the success, has that been, would you say both, getting yourself to buy into that, but then also getting bringing teammates up with you and getting them to buy in?
Yeah, I definitely think it was a bit of both. Yeah. Of we getting myself to buy in first, and then allowing people to helping other people get involved with actual rowing and pre-workouts and stretching after practice. It was a long process of getting myself there and helping other people.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. Okay, Lily, only junior in the boat. Lily, what has the build up to the success felt like, and what does it look like to you? What do you feel like has made the difference in you guys getting faster?
Last podcast, Weston talked a lot about culture. So I came from a really small team, CYC, in LA. So it was like only about 10 girls, and I get plopped into NAC with like 70 girls.
Yeah.
It was a big change. There's definitely like a lot of buy-in like in the first two boats, I'd say, is what I noticed as a freshman. And then just like slowly, like the next year, I started seeing like girls from the 3V, 4V, like even like 5V, because a lot of my friends were like moving up from U17, buying into it. So I think like kind of what Weston talks about a lot, the buy-in got a lot, just increased a lot more with how I think everyone just kind of looked at NAC and was like, oh, like we can actually do things that like we never thought we could do.
Yeah.
And I definitely think that like a lot of like seniors paved the way. My freshman year, someone who really like stood out to me and like kind of was a leader was like Millie Clark. She stroked the varsity 8 my freshman year, 2023, and she just kind of instilled in me like the importance of being there for one another in the sport, and just really being there for younger kids. Even if they're like only a year or 2 years younger than you, like everyone needs a friend. Yeah. And that whole team, like not just boat by boat, but like the entire team buy-in and just structure of friendship all around. In friendship is magic. Yeah, I knew you guys want me to say it. Yeah, friendship is magic.
Friendship is magic. What does that mean to you guys?
Well, okay, so Friendship is Magic is from a very popular 2010 My Little Pony show. The boat is very much like, I think we all resonate with My Little Pony.
Okay.
We even picked characters for each other.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, definitely overall, I think that just the idea of like everyone being connected, having mutual respect for each other, and like everyone's important in their own like way on the team is really what made us kind of propel to greatness.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Thank you, Lily.
Of course.
Okay, well, they covered the build-up, which I know, and yes, like she said, Coach Weston got to be on the last episode, and he talked a lot about just how important it is to really kind of build that team culture of success, hard work, commitment, kind of going from the inside out of realizing, okay, which girls are already doing that and want to do that at the top, and then how do we spread those habits down to, the last girl on the roster. So I can see that you guys care about that already. Like you love going fast yourself, but you want as many of your teammates to experience that as possible. Okay, I'm going to go to Bridget and Eden, two more seniors, and Grace, I'm coming for you, so don't worry. Eden and Bridget, so now I want to move really to this season in particular, the success that you guys have experienced this year in this boat. What has that success felt like this year, and what you guys have been able, all 9 of you, what you guys have been able to accomplish together, even just that list that I went over at the start. What has that felt like to prepare for it, to compete in it, and then to execute and win? Eden, I'll have you go first.
Ooh,
yeah.
me?
Yeah. So yeah, what has that felt like?
Okay. Gosh, what a success felt like. Well, Personally, I haven't been rowing super long. This is my 3rd year rowing, and I kind of, last year in a boat, I was very happy with my boat, but the result that we got at the end was not what I wanted, and I think that really pushed me this year to be what can I do to take this next step and make sure that I never have, I kind of got angry about it and was I never want to feel I wish there was one more thing that I could have done. So I think as a boat, honestly, all of us were just we want to win. We want to make history, which we made history at regionals because that's the first time that the varsity has won. And I think especially after that moment, we were very emotional, and it was a lot of just it just was a flood of emotions, because it's one thing for doing it for ourselves and we accomplished that, but it's another thing, and this is something I'll say Grace did a really great job at on our race. In that race, Grace made a call talking about our U16, U17, all the girls below us.
Wait, what role does Grace play in the boat?
Sorry. Grace is our coxswain. Grace, we could not row or do anything without Grace. I love Grace. I need Grace. I'm really sad when I don't have Grace, but it's okay. Grace made a call that basically said, do it for the girl underneath you, do it for the younger girl. Mm-hmm. And I think that really resonated with me, because it's yes, this success is so amazing for all of us, and we feel so accomplished, but at the same time it's we are paving the way for girls underneath us, and to be okay, we did it, we made it happen, and so you can too. And I feel that type of that's the greatest success to me, is I'm so happy that we won and everything, but at the same time it's looking at the younger girls on our team and being hey, it's possible, you can do this, and all of us we're gonna go back and watch practices and be there for them, because we just care so much about the program. Yeah. But yeah, I would just say the success part is so wound up in everyone, and it's not just this boat, it's for the entire program. Yeah. So that to me was my greatest success.
Okay. Oh, I love it. Okay. Bridget, yeah, you get that mic, girl. Okay, Bridget, you sit bow seat in the boat, so you get to cross these finish lines first.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So Bridget's the first one to win out of the whole.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man. Okay. So
breathe. You got it.
For me, I like Lily. I came from a really, really small program, and last year, I rode the single. And I remember in nationals, I was like, oh man, all I want to do is be in an 8 with like girls around me and win like with friends and girls like in my boat. And like in the single, I loved it. I'm so glad for the opportunity because it really taught me grit and determination. But like,
Once when you're in the single, it's just you and the water out there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It gets a little lonely sometimes. Yeah. But so once I came to NAC, we started practicing in 8s, and I was like, I love this. Like I'm finally like rowing with other girls. Like this is awesome. And when we crossed the finish line at Crew Classic, that was the first time like I had like ever won. Oh, sorry.
No, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. But I was just like the feeling of success for me in an 8 with like girls who are my best friends is like coming off the water and like giving each other hugs. And like it's not like slapping the water. Oh, I want to do that so bad. And,
Yeah. I know you want to stand up.
Yeah, I do want to stand up. But for me, success is just winning with like your best friends by your side. Like I wouldn't trade that feeling for the world. And like I just remember at Crew Classic and regionals coming out the water and hugging Eden and like we were all crying and like I was like, yes, finally. So yeah, that's what success means to me is winning with all the girls who are like your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that is very tangible amongst all of you. You guys seem like you have a pretty unbreakable bond. Okay, Grace, your turn. Grab that mic. Okay, so Grace, our fearless coxswain. Grace, you sit in, well, what would be the back of the boat, actually, and you are steering this really fast boat down the course.
Yes.
Okay, so I actually want to hear just straight from you, how would you, for people who are maybe not totally clued in on rowing, how would you describe your role in the boat and what you do? And then I have a follow-up question for you.
So I feel that I'm sort of an extension of the coach onto the water.
Okay.
I will help with making race plans and make sure that we properly execute them down the course. Oh, there we go. Sometimes if we're in the middle of the race and the plan isn't going exactly, I will come up with something new on the spot and help execute that.
Okay. So the girls can hear you throughout the whole boat?
Oh, yes, I have a microphone in the boat.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm mic'd up the whole time out there.
Okay.
There are speakers throughout each pair in the boat, so every 2 people has one microphone and they get to listen to me the whole time.
Okay. Lucky them.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. Okay.
Other than that, I think a lot of people don't know, but from an outside perspective, rowing, it seems like you're doing the same thing over and over again, which is so far from the truth. There's a lot of little technical things that go into each stroke, and a little small change, whether it's like carrying your hands in a different way or applying pressure differently throughout the water, it can make a huge impact of speed in the boat, and I'll kind of help guide them through that and give them tips to make sure that we're going at max efficiency. And then I also steer. I do that too.
Okay. Just like well.
Yeah.
So would you say if you had to just off the cuff drop into a rowing seat, from how often you talk about the rowing stroke, do you think you could do the rowing stroke pretty flawlessly?
Absolutely not. No, I've tried before. There have been like over the summer practices where I've tried hopping in. I've tried doing a single a few times. I'm awful at it. I don't know how they do it.
Okay, well, but you can instruct it. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
All right, so my final question for you, Grace, is you have been in this seat, the 1v8 coxswain, this year and last year. And I know last year you guys also had a fast 1v8. And this year you were in that seat to start and kind of got to watch this boat come together and take form. How would you say, not necessarily comparing it to last year, but with something to compare it to, how would you say this boat is unique and what makes it so fast?
I really do think it's the dynamic. I think a lot of people have talked about that already.
Like relationally?
Yeah, like if you look at our 2K erg scores on paper, there's really no reason that we should be going this fast. But I really do think like it is the friendship and the bonds that we all have with each other. And I'm not saying that last year was bad by any means, because my boat last year was also phenomenal. Yeah. I just think this group really takes it up to the next level.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Okay, so I'm gonna close with I'm calling it a free question. Anyone can grab a mic and answer it, but and I would love for a couple of you too. But if you could pick one word that would describe your mindset for nationals, going into nationals, which I should explain, you guys are headed to the Youth National Championship in Sarasota, Florida in 2 weeks. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And so a hot place to compete. But how would you guys describe? Yeah, one word to describe your mindset going into nationals.
I got one.
Okay. Go, Kiana.
I would say hungry. Wait, can I give an explanation?
Yeah. Yes. And tell us why.
Okay. I have been in races like throughout my past 4 years of rowing where I've missed grand finals by fractions of seconds. I've missed like being in the next podium placing by fractions of a second, and I'm just tired of it. I honestly like my freshman year, our U17A, like we had success in our own way. But, like, I remember coming on the beach after watching, like, the 1V and 2V go down, and they both placed 5th that year. And I think it was so cool because all 18 of those girls actually, they were just, like, so happy because that was, like, the best the program had ever finished. Then my sophomore year, the 1V and 2V get back on land after their race. That's the happiest I've ever seen everyone because they did it even better again. And then last year, like, our 1V finishing 2nd, that was, like, the best thing that ever like happened to the program. And I think I've felt that a lot this year, like getting off the water after Crew Classic, our U17-8 winning, regionals, the JV, the 4V placing 2nd in the 3V, which is amazing, and our U17 winning as well. Like I feel like all boats, I feel like a lot of our team is just like hungry to finally show like what we can do in Florida and like have it done for the first time. And I feel like everyone's just like ready to make it happen.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds like it. Okay, hungry. I like that word.
I
what
actually
else?
have one
Bridgette.
too. Don't worry, I'm not going to cry this time.
Okay.
So, I think one word that I think about when we go into nationals is trust.
Okay.
And that's one thing that I fell in love with the sport is trust, like in your teammates, in your boat. And not only like trust, I trust all of you guys. You trust each other that you'll push for each other and that like you want to win for one another, but also to trust the training plan. And just my motto for this month is like, it was meant to be, like whatever place we get at nationals, it was meant to be because we did all the training leading up to it.
Yeah.
And like we trust the training plan and trust each other. And
yeah, you put in the work so the rest can take care of itself. That's great. All right, Lily. Lily's got a word.
So I have this thing where like I can't think of the word, but I know what.
Okay.
Yeah. So
okay, tell us.
I'm thinking of a word. We can play a game. So basically, it's like, what's that word when it's like, there's this girl. Sorry, hold on. It's like able to adapt to the situation you're in.
Adaptable.
There you go. Okay, so adaptable is my word because last year, I was in the varsity 8 last year at nationals, and our grand final was we knew it was going to be a dogfight. We knew it was going to be intense, but it kind of rocked us a little bit, I think, because we were all really hungry. We all really wanted it. But there was a really, really fast crew that just got us off the start, and we had beaten them by time the day before. And so it was kind of just like, whoa, what? Okay. And I think we handled it really well, but I think one of the things that we focused on, especially in this like past month of training, is like being okay with being down a little bit, like in placement. Something that Grace has focused on a lot is like just if the junior varsity boat, which is extremely fast, when they're up on us, because they usually get like a head start for like a race or a piece or whatever, if they're up on us, just being able to like row calmly and just having trust in ourselves, like what Bridgette said. So yeah, adaptability in whatever happens, and
maybe resilient too.
Resilience, just having trust and being hungry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love it. Thank you, Lily. All right. Anyone else? Yeah. Okay. Sit and eat in. Sit and eat and we'll close.
I must say, I'm so excited. I feel like, at Crew Classic, we were said it's going to be a dogfight, and then it wasn't a dogfight. We said at regionals it was going to be a dogfight, and it wasn't really a dogfight. And guys, I am so excited for a dogfight. I've been promised one all season, and I still haven't got it. And like this weekend, like, I don't know, we found it. It clicked. It really clicked this weekend. And suddenly, like, hitting the rates became so much easier. And we were overbuilding instead of, like, struggling to get to rate. And I am so excited to see what we're going to do. Because the fact is, like, we are so much faster than we were at regionals. And we're way faster than we were at Crew Classic. I'm not saying the boats we're going to be racing aren't going to be faster. But I'm excited to see how we are going to go up against them, because I've been promised a dogfight all season, and I am so ready for it. So, yeah.
Thanks, Sid. Okay,
Okay.
Eden,
Okay.
close
Well,
us out.
it's the same word, but I'm gonna explain it a little bit differently. So one, I'm very excited for all of that. I think all of us want that. Another reason I think that is just exciting is like, we have this chance as a program, and like, yes, in this boat we have the chance to win, but like our entire program right now is set up to where our JV has a very great shot at winning. Our U17, which like is so exciting. Like all of these teams that like genuinely, I think when we started this year, I don't think any of us, I don't know, I didn't go into this season thinking, oh yeah, we're gonna go for a national championship. Like I didn't think it was like even in the possibilities. And like thinking about now that we have like literally 3 chances, and like our U3V is like trying to get like a good place in A final, like that to me is something that is like mind blowing that we have made it this far. And like I'm just so excited to see what happens. And like just like Bridgette said, like you can control what you can control, and like I know that we're doing all the things that we need to be doing, but at the same time it's like this opportunity that every single boat at our program has is like insane to me, and I'm really excited to see what happens. Turns out June 15th.
Yeah, June 15th. We'll all be tuning in. Well, girls, thank you so much for coming down here, and I know so many are so proud of you for what you guys are doing down there, the work you guys have put in this year and every year before this. So well done already, win or lose, whatever happens next. You guys have done a lot for that program and for each other. So thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you.